back with another video. It's your boy, KingTariqBey. I wish you peace. And here today, we're going to watch this video, this debate. Who are the real Jews? On the Fight Back podcast with a Hebrew Israelite brother and an Ashkenazi guy. We're going to watch this video. We're going to give an honest reaction. And man, yeah, you know they call me Mr. Unbiased. I saw another video from this brother, and he was eating them up, bro. He had like 3 Jews that he was on the panel with and just destroying them. I'm ready. Let's check out this video, man. Oh, okay. I like that. It corrected itself. So yeah, I can watch this video full screen just like y'all. All right, y'all ready? Let's start it in 3, 2, 1.
Thanks for watching Fight Back Podcast.
Like
if you
Steve
like the show, like, subscribe, or share the video. There's also donation links in the description. All right, guys. We're on.
Awesome Jew.
We are the battle here. We have the battle of who is the real Jew.
Who's the real
Who's
Jew?
the real Jew out of you two? Let's see.
Man, guys,
What do you say?
I'm like about to like literally be a live example of every Jewish stereotype, and you're going to be like,
we know,
Who's
Adam.
the Jew?
We already figured that out. You already asked
All right, hold on. Here's the first Jew moment, right? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol niheh b'dvaro.
Yeah, when you say you the real Jew, right? When you say, I'm screaming, you're going to be the stereotypical Jew, you mean like all of the normal stereotypes that we have of Jewish people, you embody that?
Have you ever been to Israel?
Off
Yes.
the rip.
But can you answer the question though?
No,
Off
I
the
actually don't think that I do.
Oh, so you don't embody like
I just think it's
the
funny,
baby
but-
penises? You don't embody that?
Having that come.
Off the rip, man. He don't play, bro. That brother, he does not play. He asked a question, and you see dude over there scrambling. That's what people do when they're nervous and they know a person is more sharper than they thought he would be. First thing he asked him was about that ritual that Jewish people do after they circumcise babies. The rabbi will put his mouth on the private parts of the little boy's freshly circumcised private part and suck the blood out. Facts. Tell me that ain't weird. But let's get into the video.
We're going to have a lot of conversation.
We're going right into it.
And just for the record,
Stop fucking around with your filming there, Adam. And let's do the show. Let's do the show, Adam. Hey guys, I'm demonetized everywhere. So if you want to support me and the podcast.
So as soon as he's done being live.
Support him.
But we have the show running. Let's fucking
All right, so I brought you, before we get to the show, I brought you a copy. Are we running on the show?
Running on, yeah.
Okay, good. So I brought you a copy of my book.
let me see.
This is actually a not for resale author's copy. I signed it for you. May the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob guide you in all your journeys. Adam
So
King.
this Jewish book is allowed on Amazon, you said, right?
I actually hit number 1 on Amazon.
But
Thank God.
when Kyrie shared
2
a
days
DVD
after.
on Amazon, he couldn't play basketball.
And he paid $500,000 now to go beg some rabbis.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
crazy.
You
You
want
see
me-
the
should I-
biasness? That's the
Should I
biasness.
get on the phone right now and call
That's
like the
crazy.
Jewish
I'm
council?
pretty sure you
and,
could.
like,
That's why you number 1 on
Yeah.
Amazon. You probably called.
Some rabbis.
Yeah,
what
that's
do you think?
crazy.
You
You
want
see the
me- should I-
biasness? That's the
should I
biasness.
get on the phone right now and call like the Jewish
I'm
council?
pretty sure you
and,
could.
like,
That's why you number 1 on
Yeah.
Amazon. You probably called.
this is why people take out their
Yeah.
anger on like Yossi the falafel guy at the corner.
don't
They're
even know
like,
who that
this
is.
poor Jewish random guy
Yeah.
who sells falafels on the corner. They're like, he must know the elders of Zion who
That's
banned
right.
Kyrie's book.
Because
He
that's
must
the
know
only way
it.
you
But
got
do you
number
must
1.
know
But do you agree
it.
that's crazy how they just like fined him and banned him?
Yeah,
Just
I'm
think about it.
hoping
I'm trying to
this
stand
is
by it, by the way,
listen,
but that is a good point, bro.
They find
Crazy.
Kyrie, vilify Kyrie, do everything against Kyrie, but they don't say nothing to Jeff Bezos, who owns Amazon, that let that documentary sit on there since 2015.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
the hypocrisy.
That guy Jeff Bezos like controls the media. He has his own little media empire. He's worth like hundreds of billions.
What's Jeff Bezos' race, ethnicity?
He's actually one
I
of
think
Jake's. He's one of Jake's
He's one of
type
the
of
few
whites.
media guys that aren't Jew. Most are.
He's one of
Jeff-
Jake's
so-
whites.
The majority
He's
are
not
Jews.
one of Adam's whites. He's one of Jake's whites.
Yeah, that is true. The majority.
You can see this Ashkenazi guy play a lot of mental gymnastics. Like he's gonna play sides very manipulative. Pay close attention. Like, I'm very good on observing people, and you can't manipulate me. He's gonna try to pin them against each other. He's watch him, just watch him.
Already the media moguls are Jews, though. He's one of the few exceptions.
I would
He's
argue,
on Team Jake.
and this is where
Larry Ellison, he's on Team King.
and I think
Team
it's perfect that y'all are on that side, and this is where Jake gonna have the disclaimer the whole debate.
I think it's funny.
Because I'm gonna look at y'all as the same, and every time I say it, Jake's gonna say he's not my kind of white.
Yeah. He's peak white, man.
But we're not brothers.
No,
we're not both white.
Yeah,
But that does represent.
We wouldn't marry each other's children to each other.
Correct.
Us peak whites don't.
It's
Us
great you
peak
brought that
whites
up.
don't
Marry your
like to
children.
interact.
You can't.
Would you marry your daughter to one of those?
I wouldn't
Jews?
marry with you guys anyway either. I like
You're
racial
not
purity.
supposed to.
Exactly.
And it's
Purity.
interesting because you're Ashkenazi, right?
I am Ashkenazi, yeah.
So you can't be an Israelite then.
Well,
In Genesis, the 10th chapter, Ashkenaz come from Japhet. They don't come from Shem.
So we as Ashkenazi Jews.
Bam, lit him up. If I had some, I never knew that, bro. I assumed that they obviously come from Europeans and they can't trace their bloodline back to Israel. That's why it's illegal to get a DNA test in Israel. But he just hit it right on the dot. They are descendants of Japheth, with Noah had 3 sons, if you know. Noah had Ham, Japheth, and Shem. Shem is the Shemitic people. Ham is the Hamitic people. Egypt, Nubia, Punt, Canaan. And Japheth is Europe. They come from Japheth. They don't even come from Shem. Ashkenazi, and he's about to tell you why. The Jewish dude is about to tell you why. He's telling it. He's telling it. He's speaking it. Here it is.
Identify with the region that we were exiled to. So at the time, before even Berlin was a city, there was a kingdom there called Ashkenaz, one of the original 70 kingdoms.
Now he's going to talk about the origin that he stole.
And the Talmud.
What'd he say? Before they got to Berlin. Matter of fact, before the Germans got to Berlin, they tried to take it as their own. They said it was their kingdom first. They repeated every land, bro. It's not just Israel. They're doing it everywhere. So you saying that your original land was called Ashkenaz and you owned Berlin, and that's why they overthrew y'all and got y'all out of there. Not because y'all were the holy people, because you're not. You're descendants of Europe, just like the Germans. But because you tried to overthrow the land and you destroyed the economy, you destroyed the morals.
Stole the Israelite.
The Talmud, before even Berlin was a city, there was a kingdom there called Ashkenaz, one of the original 70 kingdoms.
Now he's going to talk about the origin that he stole.
And the Talmud,
stole the Israelite.
The Talmud actually goes into great detail about King Solomon sending 400 families from the time of Benjamin, the first ever outpost in Ashkenaz.
But we can't trust the Talmud, though. The Talmud.
Why can't you trust the Talmud?
Because that's where you get the mitzvah pay. That's where you get where you're sucking on the baby penis.
Do you know? Did you read it in the
watched
Talmud,
like
or did you just read like an little excerpt
they don't
from
read
the
how
Talmud?
they perform it, but mitzvah pay is in the Talmud.
It's called Mitzvah pay.
You can pronounce it.
We all agree that shit.
But it doesn't.
Yeah, I didn't
Don't
even
never
have
say that
Mitzvah
nowhere.
pay for me, and it's not like a.
Pay.
Well, that's not for me to care about. I don't care. You know, I'll tell you one thing that like sometimes it's crazy because like I'll like seriously drop a truth bomb on people and they'll be like, I don't believe you. You must have been your.
So
let me
ask you this.
I'll take your word for it.
When you grew up, did you grow up? What type of Judaism was it? Messianic, non-Messianic, Orthodox, unorthodox? How did you grow up?
So I grew up as probably assimilated as possible.
No. I'm not talking about like once you got older. I'm talking about
when I grew up.
Your family were they Orthodox?
I'll give you my background. So I'm the 5th generation Jew on both sides of my family from Los Angeles. which is literally unheard of. In the Bible, God says he's going to exile you to the four corners of the land.
That's not you guys, though. We're not on that. I just want to know if you grew up
Ashkenazi Jews,
Orthodox
just so you know, like we literally went to London, South Africa,
You did not.
Sydney, Australia, and Los Angeles, the four corners of the land. It's very interesting that the Bible. No, I'm telling you, I'm from Los Angeles.
The four corners is us. So,
well, you might have gone to Los Angeles also. Did you guys build an Eruv?
Russia, so, for example, when you talk about Russia, you can get a book called The Russian Icons. And when you see the images of the Israelites there, they're black. When you talk about Europe and what they call the Dark Ages, you can see where black people ruled Europe. When you talk about Africa, you can see our transition
the black
into
people
Africa.
Ruled Europe.
In my opinion, no.
See what and they're gonna explain it, but the Moorish, the kingdom, the Moorish, what was it called? The Moorish dynasty. I can't get the word right now because my mind is so Moorish Empire. Bam. How could I not? Ruled Spain into Rome, Sicily, Italy. They literally, Africans literally conquered Europe. So that's cap. And he tried to go to dude and literally you got Moors that were treated like royalty in Germany and England. Look it up. There's Moors from all through Europe that were nobles and christened, anointed. I read books about it. But we're gonna run it back a little.
And like that's news to me.
This is why I say y'all the same white. That's why it's good for
y'all. No, he was like the host.
You called on him for help. Like you called on. This is what Jewish people do. What you just did.
Well, I mean, like
what Jewish people do when they ask Trump for help in the war.
I'm being neutral because
you couldn't beat me in the debate, so you ran to your dad.
That's what you just
did. So basically,
I'm just sharing my honest opinion.
The only time that blacks ever had any sort of rulership.
I'm just glad that
okay, let me answer you then. Let me answer you like a scholar would. Okay. The only time that I know if blacks had any sort of rulership in Europe were the Moors of Spain.
Why did they call them Swarthy? Why did they call them the Douglases?
This is like news to me.
Why did they call one of the kings?
All of a sudden, what's that show on Netflix?
The show's all real black.
Yeah.
Why did they call one of the kings Black Boy?
I don't know the name of the show.
It's like Upton
Alley.
Why
did they call one of the kings Black Boy? Why did Ben Franklin say we don't want America to be black like Europe was? They make these statements because that's what it was. Benjamin Franklin made that statement.
Is what?
Yeah, that we don't want America to be black like Europe. That's what they said.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're telling me the time of Napoleon Bonaparte, Europe was like black?
Yeah, so when we say black, like you see like America is predominantly white, but there's other ethnicities, of course, in America. So I'm not saying there's no white people there, there's no other type of people. But we were ruling. It's just as simple as when
you're
Rome
saying during
you think they were like the primary rulers.
Yeah,
it's not a prime debate today.
Right.
Hold on, Benjamin Franklin though, right?
Yeah, Benjamin Franklin.
So Benjamin Franklin was a contemporary, roughly, of Napoleon Bonaparte, right?
Okay.
So, but Napoleon Bonaparte a little bit even before.
We know the paintings.
So the question that I have to you, during the time of Napoleon Bonaparte, you're saying that black people were ruling in Europe.
Yeah, black people were in power.
In Europe.
Just like you can have
what is that show called?
So as America as a country had what's called a black president for a time, even though white people.
Who was our first black president? It wasn't Barack.
Let me say it differently.
Obama's Jewish.
African American.
Obama's Jewish?
Just kidding.
No, Obama is African, so I wouldn't say black.
He's okay.
We're not African.
You guys view yourself differently.
We're definitely different.
It's a general.
We haven't had a black president.
You said there was a secret black president.
I didn't use secret.
No, I'm asking you.
That's what
I'm trying to get you to define it because I'm fascinated by this story.
Black sounds good for you guys, but for us to be ethnically correct, Obama has an African father and a white mother. So for us, he's not one of our people.
Right. You know, I agree with you there. I don't like the term black or white. I think like it's completely ethnically incorrect, and it like the world is so much more diverse.
I don't like the term Jewish.
Black and white. Well, two are colors and one is an ethnicity. So
Jewish is not an ethnicity, though.
How about
Jewish
like Yehuda?
Wait, hold up.
Or Judah.
Wait. Jewish is not an ethnicity.
Judah is a family.
I didn't say Judah. I said Jewish.
Jewish is Judish.
Jewish is religion, because in Jewish
but I
you're
can't be
an
a Jew,
Israelite by your mother. Ethnically, you're an Israelite by your father. That's why y'all won't do the DNA test, because if y'all start taking that DNA test, you're going to see a lot of y'all are not the Jews. We are the Jews.
I don't do
That's why it's illegal.
I'll tell you, I personally don't do the DNA test because I don't want China to have my genetics. But my parents took the DNA.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap. It is illegal to get a DNA test in Israel because they know they can't trace their blood back to that land. I said black to that land. Exactly. Palestine. The ancient language of Palestine was Hebrew and Aramaic. They're both Afro-Asiatic languages, which means if you're from Europe, these are converts. These people converted to Judaism. Before the second temple was destroyed, Judaism didn't even have a name. It was Yahwism. Cap.
Wait, but that is not
I can tell you about my parents' DNA test.
That's not what Israel says.
Hold up. In my parents' DNA test, my mother says 100% Ashkenazi Jew. It's unbelievable.
Right.
They have an actual genetic.
Why aren't those allowed?
They have an actual genetic marker, and my mother is a Bas Kohen, which means that she's an Ashkenazi Jew from the tribe of descendant of Aaron the priest. My grandfather.
That don't even make sense.
It does, though.
No, it doesn't. How can
to you it doesn't?
How are you gonna be a 100% cap, bro? These mugs be lying, bro. How are you gonna be a 100% Ashkenazi from Japheth, Europe, and you're a descendant of Aaron, a Hebrew, Afro-Asiatic Hebrew? Cap. Oh my goodness. Cap.
You're not Jewish.
Because how can you be Ashkenaz?
Are you looking for more in this world?
I can't believe that they get away with that.
For you.
And Shemitic.
I'll tell you.
Ashkenaz is a Japhetic tribe.
It's like.
So think about what you.
I'll tell you. I'll explain it to you.
Before you answer, think about what you're saying. When you're talking about DNA, you're talking about genetic markers.
Yeah.
So if you marry the DNA of the science with the genetic marker, with the Bible, when the Lord divided the nations in Genesis 10 and 32.
To 70 nations.
When the Lord divided the nations
yes,
in
there's
Genesis
a kingdom
10,
of Ashkenaz.
When you talk, I know you're trying to distract.
Yeah, let him finish.
So when the Lord divided the nations in Genesis 10 and 32, the Japhetic line had their own line, so they would have their own genetic markers.
Yeah.
Shemitic line have their own lines. They would have their own genetic markers. So if you take a DNA test that says you go back to Ashkenaz, that's a different family line than the family line that the Israelites come from. So you can't be from the family line of Shem and the family line of Japheth genetically if you believe in the Bible, because the Lord divided them.
Can I tell you?
Yes.
Can I respond?
Yes.
So I'm not descended at all from Japhet.
You said your mama is, though.
No, hold on. Listen to me. I'll explain. My line of Ashkenaz, my claim of Ashkenazi is like the same of how I say I'm an American Jew. Like I put America before Jew. It was the kingdom that I'm living in before, and as a Jewish person. So it's like being an American Jew. But in the time that at the time that the Ashkenazi Jewish community was established, the very first Ashkenazi Jewish community was established by King Solomon as an embassy outpost, and he had 400 families from the tribe of Benjamin go there. And actually, Berlin is a Jewish city. It was founded by Jews 1,800 years ago.
I think you're missing what you said out of your mouth.
Listen. Before Germany, and actually Berlin, by King Solomon, as an embassy outpost, and he had 400 families from the tribe of Benjamin go there. And actually, Berlin is a Jewish city. It was founded by Jews 1,800 years ago.
I think you're missing what you said out of your mouth.
Before Germany, was even a nation or a conception. There was once something called the Kingdom of Ashkenaz. Now, when the Romans destroyed us and carried us into captivity, the Kingdom of Ashkenaz was still a thing.
But what you're doing now is you're spinning from what you said. You did all that history.
Okay, now I'll tell you, they call me Mr. Unbiased, and I'm not going and verifying none of these points, but I gotta listen and peep game, right? If that's true, that is a very good defense on why they've been scattered so much. You know, if in the Bible, Solomon, you can't deny that. He didn't deny that. So you can't deny Solomon sending 400 of them out and them finding refuge somewhere. Let's see how the brother's going to refute that.
In word salad. But you said
the Kingdom of Ashkenaz was still a thing.
But what you're doing now is you're spinning from what you said. You did all that history in word salad. But you said when your mom took a DNA test. So now you got into genetics. Genetics is not that migration. So when you say Ashkenaz, and then we look in the Bible in Genesis the 10th.
Because his mom is 100%. So her bloodline never got mixed with none of those real Jews from Benjamin. 100% Ashkenazi. She never got mixed with the line. Her bloodline never got mixed. So they just migrated and stayed to themselves. They're still not Jews. Here we go.
Chapter, and Ashkenaz come from Japhet. You can't have Japhetic DNA and Shemitic DNA. You gotta have one or the other.
I'll tell you, it's kind of like this Tartarian thing.
My bad, y'all.
You know?
Wait, before you say that. So, like, when black people go get their DNA, if their DNA traces DNA, you gotta have one or the other.
I'll tell you, it's kind of like this Tartarian thing. You know?
Wait, before you say that. So, like, when black people go get their DNA, if their DNA traces, for the most part, it'll say they came from, like, the west coast of Africa or something like that. Then they got, like, E1, B1 markers. You got L markers and stuff like that. So there's genetic markers that they say make up white people, genetic markers that they say make up black people, Chinese people.
Too much. Live stream. Hold on, we're cutting the live stream.
Yeah, you don't want too much.
All right, hold on.
Announce it.
We're gonna save this. The rest of this conversation is Jake's conversation.
Yeah, next week. You want for the podcast?
Jake, give a plug for your podcast. We're about to go live.
Back there. We're gonna watch it there. It'll be out next week.
It's out next week.
We're about to get a lot hotter too. I got some good questions coming.
It's gonna be good.
Turn up.
I'm about to turn this shit up.
Nobody's beating the shit out of anybody.
I told him I'm not going to help him. He started beating his ass.
Because it's flipping live. Your ass would be on camera.
I'm not fighting 5 black dudes.
Your ass would be on camera. Motherfuckers.
I don't like you that much.
Okay. Anyways, thank God Jake's here. UFC champion.
That's right.
Is in the room, so nobody's beating anybody's ass.
Sorry.
I'd be impressed if he Jackie Chan'd everybody in the room. I think he's still capable.
We're not going to fight.
You know, I'll say this.
We're not going to fight.
No, God forbid. But I'll say this. I want to say this live before I tune off so that my audience can hear it.
Okay. What do you want to say?
I get a lot of these.
To get extra.
I got a lot, because it's my Jewish in me. I'm always trying to get that
extra couple minutes.
I got a lot of my Jewish fighters and UFC fighters in the DMs that always hit me up. They're like, "Oh, I want to fight Jake. I want to fight Jake." I just want to say right here, this guy right here is like so next level in the ring. Don't do that, guys.
Yeah, I'll fight any Jew.
You're gonna make us look bad.
This
guy is like 5-time champion. He's older. He's like older than all of you, and I still think he would win. I would put my money on Jake if you guys tried to do that. So, hey, tune in. Fight Back Podcast is gonna be dope.
Fuck, see the Jewish. See, he's trying to steal my podcast.
Live?
Boom.
There you go.
Stop broadcast.
I'm so Jewish. I'll let you use this for your channel after I air it.
Dude, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna rip it.
Yeah, but let's get our shit going now.
So when you start mixing the genetic markers, and saying that you could be one genetic marker and another genetic marker, a person that has E1, B1 in their DNA can't also have another E1, B1 or an L marker. It's either one or the other. That's why they'll tell you the paternal line for your DNA never changes. So even women, when they go for their DNA, they can't pull their father's DNA because they don't have that genetic material.
Yeah.
So if your mom has Ashkenazi, she can't have two mixtures of DNA. That's genetically impossible.
So in the Jewish tradition, my
See,
mother's.
that's why I said
I'm
Jewish
letting
is
you
not
tell
biblical.
Listen, no, you got to let me finish. I'm trying to
definitely am.
explain it to you, but
Yeah.
like I got to like tone it down a little bit.
Can you use
you're
the
not
Bible or Torah?
I could use the Bible if you
No,
want
what I
me to
mean,
explain it in the Bible.
no. Now you're saying you got to go into it, but when you identify who a Jew is or who an Israelite is, the Bible supersedes either one of us, right?
Yeah.
You would agree?
Totally.
So you would have to show in the Bible where you're a Jew by your mom.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, good.
I could do that today. I actually brought.
You only believe in the Old Testament?
Yeah,
well, I believe in the Old and New Testament.
I brought a lot of
He
my
believes in the
lineage
Old
with me.
Testament.
Actually, like
You believe
I
both.
brought a chunk of my lineage with me.
But can you just demonstrate in the Bible how you're a Jew by your mother?
I can.
Okay, good. Do it.
So my mother is what's called a Bas Kohen. Now, a Bas Kohen is the most coveted bloodline in all of Israel. It's the priest line. So there's all sorts of rules that govern like the Bas Kohen, the daughter of the priest, and also the son of the priest. Like he can only marry specific bloodlines. He can't marry converts, but like he can marry any of like
certain Jews are better than
can't
others.
Nobody marry a convert.
When it comes to the temple. Not even Ashkenazim. Hold on. Not even Ashkenazim. When it comes to
you can't marry any
when it comes to the tribe, the Kohen, we've like separated this DNA strand out of our tribe.
That's not true.
It's called the Kohen gene. Yeah, we have it.
Like the Jeffrey Epstein.
My grandfather had the Kohen gene. My grandfather, there's a specific Y chromosome marker in the ancestry test that finds a Kohen gene. Now, my grandfather, when he was alive, alav shalom, of blessed memory, he had the Y chromosome indicator of the Kohen
gene.
Based
on who? Who said that?
Based on the collective group of. Based on the collective group in our family lineages that are extremely well traced. Like we have written books of our family lineages that are extremely well written down.
That go back to
Ashkenazi,
right?
No, that go back to King David. Actually, 90% of Ashkenazi Jews are descended of King David. Cap. No, it is. It's true.
It's not.
Absolutely,
David's line would come from Shem. We would have the same.
I could show you. I could show you.
Both of you.
But he didn't ever answer my question though. You're supposed to demonstrate how you're a Jew according to your mother in the Bible.
So the way that the Torah works is that it used to be by the father up until the first exile.
You have to show
during the time of that's in the Talmud. During the time of the first exile, during the time of the listen, the Talmud is like this massive encyclopedic volume of knowledge. For you to just discount it is a sign of ignorance.
It's not about discounting it. When I'm saying
then what does your mean?
My is you can't change what God said. We are the 12 tribes of Israel. Those are all 12 men. There is no tribe of Dinah, right? There is no tribe of no women.
Do you know where Dinah? Do you know where Dinah is found? Her lineage, actually.
Don't separate.
Oh well, you're making a claim.
There's not a tribe of Dinah.
Dinah married into the tribe of Yosef. Actually,
it doesn't. Once she married a man,
her daughter Osnat married Ephraim.
That's fine. I didn't say that she didn't marry nobody.
I'm just saying, like, you don't know the lineage.
So Ephraim, Manasseh,
why do I know the lineage,
Naphtali,
but you don't know
Benjamin,
the lineage? If
Levi,
you're the Jew and I'm not.
All of them. Because what you're saying, the still doesn't give a tribe of Dinah.
Okay, I want to ask you a question.
Wait. I just want for the record. He cannot show any book, chapter, verse that you're a Jew according to your mother.
I will right now.
To the Talmud, which is not the Bible.
I'm going to tell you right now. Divrei Hayamim, the book of Chronicles. We're going to go down a rabbit hole in the book of Chronicles.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of the term the Reish Galuta from the Bible? It's in the Mikra. It's in this Bible.
Mm-hmm.
The first Reish Galuta. Do you know what his name was?
What's his name?
His name is Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel.
What's the scripture you going to in Chronicles?
Zerubbabel is the grandson of Tzidkiyahu Melech Yehuda.
Mm-hmm. He's about Zerubbabel.
Yeah, his name is Zerubbabel.
There's no V's in the original Hebrew.
There is. There's a bet and a bet.
The V came later. There's no V's in the original
So you read Hebrew?
I wouldn't put myself as a scholar on it.
I'm a scholar of Hebrew.
But I know that there's no V's. There was no
Where did
V's.
I get Hebrew from? Is it an African language? Where did I learn it? If it's not the language of the Bible.
Hebrew would be. I didn't say Hebrew wasn't a language in the Bible.
So then why do I know it? Why was it
that bastardized version of Hebrew that you guys have?
How do you know that it's bastardized if you don't even...
See, he almost had him, but he let him out-talk that point. He was about to say Hebrew is an Afro-Asiatic language. They don't speak Hebrew. They speak Yiddish, which is a German dialect of Hebrew. I'm going to keep it real. It's a German dialect of Hebrew, but it's not biblical Hebrew. So he almost was going to say it's an Afro-Asiatic language, but he let him out-talk him out of that point. It's all right, though.
Even know what Hebrew is.
I didn't say Hebrew wasn't a language in the Bible.
So then why do I know it? Why was it
that bastardized version of Hebrew that you guys have?
How do you know that it's bastardized if you don't even know what Hebrew is?
Because Hebrew became bastardized when we went into the first captivity.
But then why don't you speak
Hebrew? You got to hear the answer. You got to hear the answer.
Let's do something a little less technical for a second. I know some of the people, this shit's great. Let's hit something a little more, because some of the audience going to get confused here. I think some shit. There's something I stumbled across I found really interesting. Bible verses. Okay. Sorry to strange directions. I know this stuff is details. Some audience might get lost some of this shit. This was, let me try these verses because they were kind of, they threw me off a little bit. Something about the Jews. It wasn't said. Let me try to find it. Jeremiah, there's a couple different verses. 17:14 says, Israelis would serve enemies in a land they know not, losing their heritage.
What verse are you reading again?
It says Jeremiah 17:4.
Oh, okay.
Saying Israelis would serve enemies in a land they know not, losing their heritage. And that, to me, I'm trying to be neutral, but that was like, whoa, that was one. I'm gonna have things for both sides, but that seemed to definitely favor the black people, because black people were taken, serving an enemy in a land they don't know. Right. There was one more that was very similar. That was the other one that was
that's actually a good scripture. It says, and even
that was shocking
and that's real talk, because that's real talk.
Continue thine heritage.
Oh, here, listen to this one. How do you say that? Deuteronomy 28 says, Israelis will be scattered by ships to serve enemies in a land they know not, with iron yokes on their necks.
People send me these things.
And,
Okay, so reason why I stopped talking the last point is because of slavery. Of course, the Israelites were enslaved, but if you're talking about by ship, that just completes my thought, and now I'm able to speak it without being biased once again, because Israel and Egypt are so close, they weren't taken by ships. So if this scripture he's speaking says ships, it doesn't point to these ones. It points to the ones that have been scattered. And that's us. That's us, the Ethiopian Jews. Beta Israel, the ones who preserved Israel since before the second temple. Those real Jews, the descendants of Solomon and Sheba, the Ethiopian, those are the real Jews. Like I don't even take sides on either one, far as who the real Jews are, because I believe that if you're going to trace your bloodline, obviously we come from Africa, that you have to know which Africans were the originals, where the tribes went. Ethiopia is number one. But that's a whole different discussion. I'm not going to watch the whole video, but we're going to watch a part of it, and I'm going to react to I'm going to react to multiple parts, and we'll go from there. I won't watch it in advance like I did this one. I watched probably like 4 minutes in advance, but I let the rest be fresh, and we'll react together. We'll learn this together, man. Let's finish up.
Yeah, has that happened to you guys?
I mean, like, we went through the Holocaust, not on ships, but I mean...
Okay, but if this says, we shall be brought into Egypt again with ships and sold for bondmen and bondwomen, that didn't happen to y'all in the Holocaust. And it says, no man shall buy you or redeem you. So y'all were redeemed, actually. When the Holocaust happened, they had World War II, and they redeemed you guys. Then displace the Palestinians for you guys.
Do you think that like all of everything that's happened, like there's like no blessing from God? There's like
no. Before we get to that part, I just want to see how because
I just think that question
the
scriptures.
You want to go into it? Let's go into scripture. Let's read it.
To me, I found that very interesting. It said there was two of them. I found.
Okay,
Jeremiah
I'm going to answer.
17:4.
Jeremiah
17:4 first.
Okay, we're going to start with Jeremiah 17:1.
Right.
17:4. It says
the sin of Judah is inscribed with an iron pen, with a hard metal fingernail, etched into the tablet of their heart, into the corners of your altars. As they remember their children, so they remember their altars and their Asherah trees, besides leafy trees and upon lofty hills. O idolaters on the mountains in the field, your wealth,
read the whole Bible.
all your treasure. You do actually. You do. No, you do. You need to know for
context. It just says we're taking.
Hold on, I'm at number 3. I'm at number 3.
All right.
He said you ain't got
your wealth, all your treasure shall you make into booty because of your high places made in sin throughout your boundaries. You will be forced to withdraw from your heritage that I have given you, and I will enslave you to your enemies in a land that you knew not. For you have ignited a fire in my wrath, and it will burn forever.
So did that happen to you guys?
I mean, the way that I see that is like, look at, we've been like the nation builder. We've been the nation builders of the world. I mean,
this ain't talking about nation builders.
They didn't lose their heritage. They didn't lose it. They tried to take somebody else's, but they've traced it the whole time. They just try to finagle and grab onto something. Bro, cat. Stop the cat.
This is talk about discontinuing from
that verse kind of shocked me when I found that.
That is interesting.
And let me tell you something. What's interesting about it is because the only people that have discontinued from their heritage is us. And you can always tell when they get a little hot for him.
We were uprooted from.
You can always tell when they get hot for him.
land far away. The Jews never lost their heritage either. They literally lost their heritage.
He just said
you don't know what
he could trace his back 5, 6 generations to some
thousands of years.
So how did you discontinue if you can trace it? But when you ask black people if they can trace
my lineage, I can trace it back, and it doesn't go to Khazaria.
Let me finish.
So now,
when it says you would discontinue from your heritage, we did. Our heritage was discontinued.
Okay, so maybe
we went into bondage on ships. We were sold for bondmen and bondwomen. You guys were never sold for bondmen and bondwomen. We were never redeemed. You were redeemed when the entire earth went to war for y'all. So if the Bible is true, and for our disobedience, the children of Israel gets punished for it, and you claim to be the children of Israel, how come we went through what you saying you are the people of?
I'll explain it to you.
Land they know not.
Yeah, just don't want to. Do you understand my question?
There's another one.
So hold on, let me answer this question.
Do you understand my question?
I do.
Can you just repeat my question?
Hold on, let me just try to answer it. I'll do it quick, and then if I don't, you can ask it again.
All right.
So, like when we were taken as slaves to Rome after the destruction of the temple, we were literally put in cuffs. There's an entire mitzvah. You're like not even listening to me.
I am listening. I see you a little touchy.
Were the Jews?
My ears don't affect.
Were the Jews? Okay, I got you.
Thank you.
Were the Jews carried off in bondage, in chains to Rome?
You would have to show me what you're talking about.
I mean, Josephus is like.
Is
Josephus a real book?
Did they ever go in?
Is Josephus a real book?
Did they go in ships?
Yeah, actually, they did. They did. Rome.
And the land
they sailed the slaves back to Rome.
They knew
from
Rome,
Jerusalem.
They knew Rome.
I'm just saying it did happen.
It's just said.
I'm just saying it did happen.
That your fathers
and they were slaves.
Known.
And there's this mitzvah called pt.1.
The question.
Okay, hold on. In the 5 books of Moses, there's 6.
Called windmilling.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm teaching you how to be a Jew.
No, you can't.
I will. I mean,
Jewish attorneys.
Okay, hold on.
White-looking Jewish attorneys.
Yeah. Let me explain to you guys. Let me explain to you guys what the peak white understanding of the Bible
Even that's
is.
windmilling.
Okay, let me just
talk. Focus on Pete White.
Let me talk, or I'll just windmill the whole show, man.
No,
Let me talk.
Windmill together. I just want you to answer the question.
If you want to do a minute, you know what? Hold on, you're trying to throw me off my train of thought, but I'm not going to go.
You know what?
613 minutes. Taryag mitzvah. Taryag mitzvah. Taryag mitzvah. Taryag mitzvah. No, that's my answer. Taryag mitzvah. Taryag mitzvah. Taryag mitzvah. I've condensed my answer into 2 words. Taryag mitzvah. Taryag mitzvah. Taryag mitzvah. Can I explain what that is? Taryag mitzvah.
I just want you to answer the question.
I am. So in the Taryag mitzvah, the 613 laws that are given by Moses in the Bible, the first 5 books of the Bible, one of the mitzvahs is pidyon hanefesh. It means buying a slave from their captivity.
Your next social ad was on TV. You already run social ads, but what about running ads on TV? Doesn't have to be some
The time of the Roman exile, pidyon hanefesh was was like being performed. Like there's great historical record in the Jewish tradition of that was the time that pidyon hanefesh was really performed in mass. They were buying Jews from slave markets left and right to try to redeem them from the slaveries that they were sold into in Rome after the destruction of the temple. It's extremely well documented in the Bible. It's extremely well documented in Josephus and other historical records. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
but
the Jews being taken.
Scripture.
But here, so let me give you another answer, right? So let's say that Jeremiah 17, like there is all these lost tribes of Israel, for example, right?
Who are they?
Could some have been?
I don't know. This is why I choose to marry Ashkenaz, because I truly don't know. But I'll tell you.
So you marry a tribe that's not an Israelite.
My best friend is getting married in February to one of the women from the tribe of Dan, right? This is their claim. They're Ethiopian. No, I'm for real.
There are Ethiopian Jews, yeah.
They're Ethiopian Jews.
Y'all reject Ethiopian Jews.
No, he's Ashkenazi. He's married. He's my best friend. I'm going to this wedding.
Y'all only like the Ashkenazi Jewish people. Y'all do not like the others.
Yo, my friend is like...
I remember when black people came over to
Israel. Can I answer before you LARP on me about what you do?
You were talking when black people came over and they went in Dimona, y'all put them where the nuclear power plant is.
I know, it's crazy, right? It's like,
that's how much y'all. That's how much y'all. That's how much y'all.
W Jews.
Yeah, that's how much y'all.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Sterilizing. You make them fight in there. You make them fight in the military. You make them fight in your wars. You're gonna expel them. Y'all do all those things.
No, we don't.
You
just the black Hebrew Israelites live in Dimona.
See that?
The Ethiopian Jews don't live in Dimona, though. They don't live in Dimona.
That's against Torah. Even if they weren't Israelites to y'all, in the Torah, how are you supposed to treat the strangers or converts? How are you supposed to treat them?
You know what? You're right.
How are you supposed
to treat them extremely respectfully.
So when you're not, that's how you know you're not. Well, because if you were, you would treat them the way that God said to treat them.
In my book,
but instead, y'all treat them like the savages you are, because that's what you are. Whether it's the hand in slavery, whether it's the hand in banks, whether it's your gay lifestyle.
Man, we're going to stop right there, man. We're at 30 minutes and 37 seconds. This is amazing. I love this. Yeah, man. I just want to... I just want to give our praises to the Most High God, Adonai. And just wish you peace. Wish your family peace and blessings, good health, and prosperity. Thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Yeah, man, support me, support this channel. Thanks for tuning in.